What's up guys, Luke here. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing workers' comp ghost policies, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding of how they actually work by the end of the video. So stick around and check it out. Alright, so to start off, workers' comp ghost policies cover absolutely no one. So there is no coverage for anybody under a workers' comp ghost policy. So probably sounds pretty confusing of why they would even exist. So the reason why they exist is because they're made for say that you own a company and you're not required to have workers' comp by your state. So in North Carolina, if you have 3 or more employees, you must have workers' comp coverage. But say you don't. Say that it's just you. You're by yourself, you have no employees at all, but a contract that you're trying to get to work with a company requires you to have workers' comp coverage. So to start off, the reason why they're requiring you to have workers' comp coverage is because they don't want the liability of you as an employee. So if they're paying you and you don't have your own workers' comp coverage, they have to count every dime of payroll that they pay you on their own workers' comp, and then if an audit is conducted or however it's done, they have to pay premium for every bit of payroll that they paid you. So if they don't want to do that and they want to eliminate any type of exposure as you as an employee, then they're going to require you to have your own workers' comp coverage. So that being said, that's why ghost policies exist. A ghost policy is written when there's only the company owner, no one else, and there are no employees, there is no payroll for that business. So the way the policy is written is the owner is excluded on the policy, so they are not covered, which they can also do that on a normal workers' comp policy, and a lot of times owners do exclude themselves from the coverage. They just cover their employees. So with a ghost policy, there are no employees. It's just the owner and they exclude themselves. So the whole point in this is to show on a certificate of insurance or however the company you're working for needs to verify it that you have workers' comp coverage and that you don't need to be on theirs. So they don't care if you get hurt and your workers' comp doesn't pay for your injuries or whatever happened. They just care that you're carrying a policy and that they don't have to cover you on theirs. So that's the whole point in a ghost policy. So with that being said, say that you start off with a workers' comp ghost policy, you don't have any employees, and say 3 months into this policy and you working with this company, you decide to hire an employee. So as soon as you hire an employee and you start paying them payroll, the whole situation changes. So you're no longer able to carry that ghost policy because you're paying an employee. And what would happen is whenever you go to do your annual audit for workers' comp, because even though it's a ghost policy, they're still going to conduct an audit to make sure you didn't have any payroll. So if you don't get with your agent and let them know as soon as you hire that employee so you can go ahead and adjust your policy and adjust your payments, then that annual audit is going to come around. And every dime that you paid out in payroll, you're going to get charged. And usually they don't give you a lot of time to pay it. It's usually 30 to 60 days, something like that. But after they conduct that audit, they're going to send you a nice invoice for the total amount of premium you owe. And if you would have, done it as soon as you hired that employee, then it would have been a whole lot less of an issue because you would have most likely monthly payments to break up that premium into installments versus having to pay it all within 30 to 60 days. Alright guys, I hope this explanation on workers' comp ghost policies helped you out, and I hope you have a better understanding of whether a workers' comp ghost policy is going to work for you or not. So if you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out. I'm going to leave my contact information in the description below. But until next time, thanks for watching.